Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Coming down the home stretch here, getting close to being finished on this house. This woman can move in this weekend. Oh, and I can't wait to get back home. I miss being in my man cave, miss my computer system and everything set up the way I like it and all that. But you got to do what you got to do. So, I have an interesting theory here. Now, you can choose to believe me or think I'm full of crap or whatever. But Jake Ferguson, Jake Ferguson is the last draft pick yet to sign their rookie deal. That's the last one. It'll be, I'm sure, the next day or two it'll be done. It's not like you can hold out because basically the NFL has you where they want you. You can try to say, I want more money, but there's no way you're going to get it. Everything is slotted by where you are picked. So there's nothing you can really do with it other than, here you go, take it or leave it. And, there is a USFL out there if you'd like to play, and not that many of them if you have the opportunity to play in the NFL. We're going to the USFL. Here's the thing. This is an interesting piece here. Jake Ferguson has the size, the blocking ability, the hands, and the security blanketism that you need for a tight end. He's young right now. I mean, he's a rookie. But he will be the reason why Dalton Schultz plays on the franchise tag. Because the thing with Dalton Schultz is a couple of things. Dalton Schultz is good at catching the football. He's just not breaking tackles. It's just not. Dalton Schultz is not a great blocker. Definitely a good pass catcher. He's got a lot of yards. But you look at that and say, yeah, it's $11 million on the franchise tag. We could get some extra cash out of it this year. But hypothetically, we can do a wait and see. Yeah, it would cost us more money if he ends up having a great season and playing lights out. But at this point, we don't really have to because it's not like the franchise tag is, like for a wide receiver or a defensive end. It's only $11 million. Not the worst number in the world. And this gives you a chance to see what do you have with Jake Ferguson. And Ferguson, from early reports, now here's the thing. Nobody's going to tell you that a guy looks like ass as a rookie in their first OTAs. First couple of days, everybody's behind the curve and not knowing what's what and who's who. So they're not going to come out and say, oh, this guy is a straight up bum. Why the hell do we draft him? But you can get a sense of some guys are playing checkers and some guys are playing chess. And you can get a feel for that real quick in training camp. And thus far, what we've seen and what we've heard, Jake Ferguson could be the real deal and could be what the doctor ordered. We haven't, this is one of those things that everybody is focused in on the great wide receivers. And don't get me wrong, you need, really competent and good wide receivers. But I look at Tom Brady and all of the Super Bowls that he's won. Very rarely did he have a great wide receiver. I mean, the best one you could say would be Randy Moss, and they'd lost that Super Bowl with Randy Moss. I mean, they had the Wes Welkers and things like that and stuff like that, the Danny Amendolas. Not exactly the top five in wide receivers, the Julio Jones and stuff. And they were able to win and be successful. The thing that a lot of teams have in common in recent history is great tight ends. And you think about it with Gronk being in Tampa Bay and how that's going to maybe hurt him if Gronk ends up retiring because Gronk's had, back issues and things like that. He's had a few spine as well. But you look at the George Kittles, you look at the Gronks, and hell, what you really want to look at, and this is what I would love to have except for the craziness. But think back to New England when they had Gronk and Hernandez, those two tight ends. Who needs a wide receiver when you have great tight ends like that? I, for one, would love to see the Cowboys actually have Jake Ferguson, Dalton Schultz, and run a lot of 12 personnel. Because I think you can catch with both of those guys. With Jake, he can block better than Dalton. And so you can still run effectively, having that extra guy in there. You can pass well. And the way I envision and hope that Kellen Moore is also envisioning the offense is using that 12 personnel, especially with the Tony Pollard. You go Tony Pollard in the backfield, Tony Pollard can go in motion and become a wide receiver. You can shift, like the Cowboys, we used to shift like that. You can shift and have the tight ends go out wide, and all of a sudden you can eat them for lunch because you can basically go 5 wideouts out of 12 personnel. Or you can go heavy package and run the hell out of the rock. Or you can go play action. And see, the thing is, we look at the Cowboys offense and we had kind of like the perfect storm of things happen. Blake Jarwin was actually a pretty good blocker as well as a good catcher. Blake Jarwin got hurt early. Then Tyron Smith got hurt. And all of a sudden, it was harder to run the football. And they did less and less of the 12 personnel. Jeremy Sprinkles isn't quite as good as Blake Jarwin was. And so this is where now you got a guy who can block. You got a wide body, a big guy who can catch the ball as well. So this is really great news. And it definitely may mean that one more year of Dalton Schultz is all we have left, because it could be he takes his place. This is the thing about rookies. When you look at what the rookie salary and the cap hits are for the rookies, you could literally take all of the rookie class and then some with just what's going to Dalton Schultz. It's crazy. It's crazy, but that's just the way it is in the NFL. All right, so that's what we have for you guys. Friday night, I'm going to be doing a wing challenge with my man DMV to help raise some more money for my man Stuart Morrison. We're trying to do everything we can to help him out. He's having a hard time. He's dealing with cancer as well as a bunch of other ailments and stuff, and we're trying to get to Texas so we can go ahead and help fix his house up, make it nice for his mom and for him when he gets out of the hospital. And there you go. And I have more later about Philly 500 and the challenge. He supposedly challenged me to something, so I have to see what it is. All right, I'll catch you later.